I think I'm saying this right. If I'm not saying it right, y'all understand where I'm coming from. I wish I knew what I know now when I was 20. So in other words, what I'm saying is that I wish I had this knowledge that I have now and experience, at 20 years old. I'll take it back even further, like at 15, because a lot of decisions that I made, I wouldn't have made them. I just wouldn't, I'm not, excuse me, people tend to say, don't have regrets, things that you did in life or whatever have you. And I can tell you that I do. And the reason why I have regrets, and it's no disrespect towards anyone else, but this is how I take it. The reason why I have regrets is because that I'm not the man that I used to be. You understand? So, the 20-year-old me, version of me, in comparison to, who I am now, my age that I am now, it's like I would never do half of the stuff that the 20-year-old did. I wouldn't make half of the decisions that I made. Really, I wouldn't. I started off pretty decent. I was in school, going to college, and I never forget. I got my first credit card. It was I think it was Capital One. It's go figure. I have a Capital One credit card now, but I got a Capital One credit card. We had school break. It was winter break or spring break or something like that. At that point, on that point in time, I went out there and I got a job. I wound up paying the credit card down, got it down to zero balance. I was pretty much like setting myself up. I had a savings account, bank account. I had a chick that I was seeing on a steady basis. So I was, doing things kind of good. You understand? Until, that day where, and how the story goes. I joined the cult. I dropped out of school, but before I joined that cult, I had actually got a car that I couldn't handle the payments on. My aunt co-signed with me for the car. The car was just too much. It was like $200 and something odd a month, plus the insurance. I couldn't handle that. In the very beginning, I started off kind of good. I got two jobs, and plus I got a part-time job. So I would actually go to work from 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon to 11, and then I would work my second job from 11, third shift, second job from 11 to 7, and then I had a part-time joint where I would get off and work from 9 to 11. It killed me. Plus I had a girl and she wanted me to go run errands and all the rest of that stuff. I wound up getting fired from all three of those jobs, right? I wound up losing the car. I signed off for the car to be sold, so it didn't go on my credit, and I'm steadily driving around. I got pulled over with a speeding ticket that I didn't go to court for, and then I got pulled over again, and I went to court the second time. They suspended my license. I kept on driving, and then they suspended it until it got revoked. So then I kept on driving. And I was just slowly but surely, messing up my life. And the thing of it is that had I known what I know now, it's funny, that I'm having this conversation, because I had this conversation with an 18-year-old girl today. She works for Harris Teeter, and I not sat down with her, but I talked to her, and I was telling her, basically, if I was 18 again and I had all this information, I would totally, my life would be totally different. You understand? Like, let me tell you, at 18, I would have never been serious with any females. I would have had my ass in college, or if I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I would have been en route to doing that. My focal point would be about success. Would be about gaining success. You know what I'm saying? And being productive within gaining success, having goals. I wouldn't have smoked weed. I probably would have partied here and there. Of course you want to let loose a little bit. You have homecomings at the colleges or whatever. I've been to a shitload of them. Everybody parties for homecoming. You understand? So I would definitely have been in my books. I probably would have had a female that I was cool with, but I wasn't really serious with. I wouldn't have hung around half of the people that I hung around. What else? I definitely would have stayed on the college dorm. Stayed in the college dorm. I wouldn't have gotten my own apartment. I wouldn't have gotten a car. And if I did, it would be a piece of shit. You understand? Like some old Honda Accord or something like that. But something that I could just pay on. Boom. Like that would have been, okay, you want $1,000 for that? I got $1,000. That plain and simple. I would have kept it very, very simple. Because at 18 years old, if you don't come from a background like if your family doesn't have any money, you're gonna have to fend for yourself. Especially if you coming from a single parent household. You understand? So I definitely would approach life totally different. And this is what I was telling her. So at the age of 25, then I would have started getting serious with somebody that I would have been courting for quite a while. And the reason why I say courting, meaning that, we would go out and we would go to the movies and different things like that, but we would never take things further than that. Maybe it might have been an intimate moment here and there, but for the most part, we kept our distance because both of us were our career driven, and we wanted to definitely bring something to the table if we were to come together and have this relationship and have this family together, right? So at 25, I would have had graduated from college, or I would have at least, if I wanted to be an entrepreneur and own my own business, I would have been somewhat there towards making money, right? Now, I get to deal with her. I've been dealing with her ever since I was 18. So you're talking about 7 years. 7 years I've been knowing this female. I know what she likes, what she dislikes. I know whether she has an attitude, whether she can cook, whether she can clean, whatever it is. It took me 7 years to figure her out. Most relationships that I've been in, it was I like you. Oh, you like me? Okay. Within that same week of us liking each other, we fucking. That plain and simple. And then after that, 2 months later, we living together. That don't make sense. So at 25, I would have, had graduated and been in, pursuit of my career or in my career at that time. But I would take her serious like she would be my girlfriend. So from that point on, she would be my girlfriend. And for the next 5 years, we're going to have to see if I can deal with her on a level of exchange of vows and dealing with her for the rest of my life. And within that, we're gonna build together. So at 25, I got my raggedy ass car, but I got my career going for me. So I'm making a little bit of money. That means I can get me a little apartment. I got my raggedy ass car that is paid for. The insurance and all of that. So now I'm gonna start saving. I'm gonna start saving money. I'm gonna start investing in stocks and bonds and just several streams of income. Trying to make several streams of income because nobody wants to put. Well, I'll at least say those that are intelligent, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. It's that plain and simple. So you definitely want to have several streams of income coming in just in case that main job that you have is not working, or you get laid off, or something may happen. You understand? While I'm in the process of doing that, I'm talking it over with this female right here, and she has her own apartment, she has her own car, she's self-sufficient, she has her own bank account, savings account, checking account, etc. Being that we're a couple, we come together and say, listen, let's get a joint account. In that joint account, we're gonna put monies together in which that it's gonna help us in the near future, whether it would be, to buy new cars or get a new house, or monies for children. If we're gonna have kids, 1 or 2 or 3, 4 or 5 kids, you understand? So we're gonna come together in that. Now, the thing of it is this: every woman has a little nest egg that you don't know about, right? And the crazy thing is that everybody should have that. Whether you're a man or whether you're a female, you should definitely have a savings account, a checking account, or a safe, or something where you keep your money, right? Where nobody knows about it. Not even your better half. Why am I saying that? It's because, let's just say, for example, if you come together, right? You're living with one another and you're split at 50-50. That means the furniture, the rent, the bills, and all the rest of that stuff. The car note, whatever, right? So you split it 50-50. Okay, she decides that she don't want to be with you, right? So now you're like, all right, cool, you know what? I tell you what, this is a good look for you. You know, I'm gonna get my belongings and I'm just gonna leave, right? So you leave the furniture, you leave everything behind, and you got to start all over again. Now, if you don't have any money saved, you are ass out. That means either you're gonna have to go live with your friend and sleep on your friend's couch until you can get it together, or your mother's. So it is imperative that you have your own money. You have your own little nest egg that you don't tell anyone about. Knowing, and it could be $5 that you save, $10 that you save, 20, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, as long as you save something. As long as you walk away from that situation, that relationship, right? And you at least have $5 in your pocket. The reason why I say that is because I've walked away from relationships and didn't have nothing, and I had to start all over again. I left them with the furniture, and that's another thing too. If you paid half for everything that's in the goddamn apartment that you all shared, and the relationship didn't work out, guess what? I'm gonna have to take half. Well, how we gonna figure that out? Because with just one solid table, we gonna have to cut that motherfucking half, because I want everything. I want half of everything. I paid half for it, I deserve it. Right? But let's just come back and just be on a positive thing and say that this didn't happen, right? She didn't want to be, she didn't break up with me, right? So we're gonna get back to the joint account. So we're saving money, right? I'm familiar with her family. She's familiar with my family. We go out, we go to the cookouts, we go to the Christmases, the Thanksgiving dinners, the this, that, and so forth. And we're gelling with one another just to see if it's a good bond, a good mix. Like, I'm bringing my family to the table, you bringing your family to the table, right? And it works. And the thing of it is that the reason why you want to do things this way is, guess what? You avoid from having baby mamas. Like, yo, I would be the first to be on some shit like, man, I love women and I just want to be with a lot of women and this and that and so forth. But let me tell you something. Yo, I could tell you this is real talk. The only thing that you get out of sleeping with several women is this: a disease, one, possibly, I'm not going to say all the time, possibly a disease, and two, baby mamas. That's it. And if you don't get baby mamas, you manage to not get any of these girls pregnant bodies. That's it. And let me tell you something, a real woman, just like a real man, they don't want anyone that has bodies on them, period. And I'm ashamed to say that I have bodies, period. It's just that plain and simple. So it's wise to, when you're young, to just find that one and grow with that one throughout the years. It's just a wise thing to do. And everything will be your first. Like, take for example, I don't want no more children, and I'm not having any more. And that, you see what I'm saying? So take for example, if I were to meet a female right now, and she wanted children, look at the attitude that I have. Look at the attitude that I have. I'm not having any more children. Want to know why? Because I have children already. So that wouldn't be a first with me and her. It wouldn't be fair to her. You see what I'm saying? So really, when you get with a female or when you get with a man, you want for it to be your first. Like, you definitely want your female to be a virgin. You definitely want your man to be a virgin. You want to experience sexual or intimacy with your man and woman for the first time, and it be their first time. Period. I know some men or some women would be like, man, I don't want no virgin because she's not experienced or he's not experienced. Please listen to what you're saying. You're basically saying that you want a woman that got banged out so she'll know how to react when she gets banged out. Nah, that's okay. I'd rather take the virgin and teach her how to get blowjobs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll learn with one another, whether we got to look at porno flicks. But other than that, I mean, I would definitely, if I could take it back 18 years old, I definitely, would date a virgin and eventually marry one. It's just that plain and simple. I want it to be our first in everything. You understand? Another thing that black people tend to not to do, and I highly recommend it, I would go get some type of marriage counseling. Like, sit down with a professional and just find out if this is right for you before you marry. And like I said, I would definitely wait to get married like 30 years old. By 30 years old, you're good. But I would definitely get some counseling just to make sure that she's the right fit for me and I'm the right fit for her, and that we can gel together and make this happen. Because the thing of it is with marriage is you're in it for the long haul, you know. And what people fail to realize, and my black people, y'all got to do better. Marriage is what? Marriage is what? A business. And if you handle it like that, let me tell you something, you'll be more reluctant to get a divorce. So the thing of it is man, you can't marry some broad and think that you can change her, or marry some man and think that you can change him. If he came or she came into the relationship not knowing how to cook, not knowing how to wash clothes, not knowing how to wash dishes, or anything like that, then guess what? 9 times out of 10, she or he is gonna go out of that relationship like that. Nobody's gonna change for no one. So you have to accept that person for who and what she is. That plain and simple. Credit score got to be good. You know, a lot of things that women ask for, if they have the same in return, it's not rocket scientist. It makes perfect sense. If you have a decent credit score, that means that you definitely are concerned about your welfare, like you know, the place that you live in, because you got to have a good credit score to live in nice areas. The car that you drive, because you have to have a good credit score in order to get a decent ride. So these things are not far-fetched that women ask for. It's just that if you're asking me to have an 800 credit score, 800 or better, 750 or better, then I should hope that you have the same thing in return. But these are the things that I would do. I mean, of course, I would do way more than what I'm telling you all. I just don't want this video to be but so long. You know, but I did the exact opposite of all that I just said. Of all that I just said. And here I am sitting in front of a ring light talking to you all. Whereas had I went in the right direction, had I had my own mind, not joined a cult, had I not smoked weed and smoked cigarettes and drink beer and drink liquor at Mad Dog 2020, all that, and getting high and going to clubs and wanting to go to club in New York and drive to Richmond with this club, I heard this joint is popping. You know, if it weren't for that, man, I would be successful. And I'm not knocking myself now, because I truly feel that I've reached some of my goals. But guess what? At the end of the day, I probably could have accomplished some of my goals that I've accomplished at the age I am now. I could have accomplished that probably when I was 20. Like, never take advantage, let me take it back. Take advantage of your youth. And I'm saying take advantage of your youth in the most positive way, meaning that you want to work your hardest when you're in your 20s, so you won't have to work your hardest when you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s. Don't you see those old folks that's getting carts at supermarkets, that's bagging groceries at supermarkets, and there's no disrespect towards them, but do you want to be them? Do you want to be 80 years old talking about my back hurts, and a 25-year-old that's the manager, that's your boss, telling you, yo, you need to go out there, Fred, and get those carts at 90-degree weather? Do you want to be that dude? Plain and simple. Let me tell you something. I said this in another video, man. The women they're always gonna be here. And I said this in another video. They're always gonna be here. And when you become successful, independent, you have your own car, your own apartment, or your own house, or whatever have you, you're not going to have to search for them. They are going to smell your success, and you're gonna have options. But if you continue to go down the path of, I'm a party, I'm gonna do what I want to do, I'm gonna smoke weed, I'm gonna drink, and all the rest of that, guess what? The only thing that you're gonna come up with, the only options you're gonna have is Dashika, Shaquita, and Shawanda. That's it. Period. I'm not ashamed to say it. I fucked my life up when I was young, because I was in the midst, I was around people that could help me. And this is what's gonna really bug you out, and then I'm done. So I went to St. Augustine's College, right? St. Augustine's College is a media and communication school. Look what I'm doing now. Think about that. I could have learned all of this stuff at my college, and I could have graduated 4 years, could have graduated, networked with all of the people that were going to that school. And all of this stuff I have, I got this ring light over here, I got 3 studio lights, I got 2 cameras, editing, all of that. I could have learned this shit in school. Hey man, I think I've made my contribution towards the youth. I think I've done somewhat of a good job. You know, I always tend to at least attempt to make a video that's specifically dedicated to the youth. Yo, for you all that are out there that are 18 to about 30, listen man, get your act right. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you this. At 40 and 45 and 50, then you could party. And it's gonna be a different type of party. You understand? Like 20 years, going to the club, a hole-in-the-wall club, or a club that just got overpriced, watered down liquor with some bullshit ass chicks, or you going to a hookah lounge, because the hookah lounges are popping now, and smoking on a hookah joint, that ain't nothing compared to the 45-year-old you. Well, you're saying to yourself, I know I got a friend right now that goes to Punta Cana every other month. Every other month. He just gets, oh man, it's time for me to go. And goes to Punta Cana every month. Every other month. I have friends that are actually doing better than me. Like I'm at the totem pole, like the one that's on the bottom. Now I'm doing pretty decent. Don't get it twisted. But I know I have friends that's doing better than me. And guess what? Guess what? They all have what? College degrees. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not saying if you don't have a college degree, you ain't nothing. And that you can't be successful. I'm just telling you that they took the time to get an education in order that they can get out there and be the best person that they can be. While they were doing that, I was taking the time to get fucked up and sleep with as many women as I can. I am so goddamn lucky that I have what I have right now, because the way that I was going, I wasn't supposed to have shit. And I wasn't supposed to be shit. And that's just plain and simple. I keeps it 100. Straight up. So I'm just glad that I got my act together and it wasn't too late. But for some of you all, if you don't get your shit right, at 20 years old, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna catch a nice cup of that fucking coffee called reality. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna have bags. I know I got bags under my eyes because I'm up all night doing videos. It's not because I'm old like that. Bags under your eyes, bumps everywhere, your back is gonna be hurting, your legs gonna be hurting, your knees gonna be hurting. You're gonna look in that goddamn mirror and be like, God damn, where did all the time go?